And welcome back to the prologue of Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. Or Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, take a pick. We are in the third part of the prologue, right after which we're going to jump right into the actual chapter following that, but we won't do that right away. So let's make a save like so. Glad the first part's over. That witness was quite a character. Speaking of which, I gotta make sure I get my little swig down first. I'll keep it open. Woo! I need that.
I bet you love to be one in a crime drama. We'd end up making it a comedy, though. I hate it poor Espo was found guilty because of his shaky testimony. But at least now it looks like we might be able to get Espella a not guilty verdict.
Yeah, I hope that cheered Espella up a bit. It's Miss Darklaw. Meaning of death! God! I forgot about Darklaw. Meaning of death.
She's reading my newspaper.
Maybe it's just me, but she doesn't look pleased.
Oh, it's you. I appreciate your efforts, Mr. Wright.
Thank you.
But while I understand your drive to win this case,
My drive.
this is not the time for your personal ambitions. I told you before, didn't I? That Espella is pleading guilty, and that you should accept the proposed punishment. This incident has already been settled between our school and the police. But Miss Darklaw!
Meaning of death!
Espella could be it. Espella could be innocent. Believe me, it will be in Espella's best interest if you end the trial as soon as possible. The more this trial drags on, the more traumatic it is for this poor girl. I'm sorry?
She may be saying that she's guilty, but is she really?
In any case, Mr. Wright, we don't want our school being shoved into the limelight because of this case.
Why does it sound like Shujin Academy?
So if you could please refrain from picking at meaningless details such as that toy. Get this trial over with quickly. This is your client's wish, Mr. Wright.
I understand. I'll do my best.
It's a relief to hear that. Let's go, Espella. Yes, Miss Darklaw. Meaning of death. What the heck was that all about? They would bust our asses in there trying to prove that spell's innocent, and she expects us to just give up now? Why are you yelling at me, Maya? What do you think about it? Darklaw.
The meaning of death.
Acting very strict. Her own pupil's on trial, and she just stands around reading other people's newspapers. Yeah, what's she so busy reading about anyway? There's nothing about a spell in that paper. Was she checking the soccer scores or something? Break's almost over. We better go back. Flinch looked really confident about this new witness. I'm a spell's defense attorney. I'll stand by her no matter what. Look, if how should I say this? If real life isn't going to take justice seriously, why the hell should I then? It's a joke at this point in time, so therefore, I gotta find any kind of joke I can out of this. The court will now reconvene. Prosecution, is your witness ready? Of course, Your Honor. Bailiff, please bring her in. Witness, state your name and occupation.
My name is Olivia Raldente. The warm winds of the Mediterranean Sea carry the spicy scent of a seafood stew. A hot Sicilian stew that soothes the hearts of sailors braving the raging waters.
I'm kind of scared of her now.
Blessed be the Sicilian cuisine and il nostro mare.
Okay. Yes, Miss Ardente is employed as a cook on the freighter where the crime happened. Cook, that's some interesting attire you're wearing, Miss Ardente. I think that's something. This is my leg outfit. It gets me hot in the kitchen. It gets very hot in the kitchen. It will be a pleasant change after that so-called guard. He got up my nose. Nice to see the judge remaining impartial. Miss Ardente discovered the defendant in the cargo hold when she went for supplies. She found a speller? That will make her the crew member that Johnny saw fighting with a speller. That's right, Mr. Wright. Miss Ardente was the first person to discover the intruder. But she's the victim of assault. Hit with a steel pipe, how cruel. If I'd only had my precious kitchen knife with me at the time, I'd have shown up my extraordinary cutting skill. Look at that. She's an expert potato peeler. You'd better watch out around her. I'll keep that in mind. Witness, we will now hear your testimony. Describe to us what happened in the cargo hold. Certamente, gladly. A possible dude.
Do not focus on the hip. Do not focus on the hip. I found the girl.
I went to the cargo hold to check the supplies. It was past 10 p.m. And I found that got iron infection on one of his auto toys. But she made it as if to run away, so I tried to stop her. Then she grabbed the pipe. She shot, but she fiercely swung the pipe at me. I tried to dodge. But she hit me on the head. I blacked out for a few minutes.
Going to the medical record, you suffered laceration to your head, correct?
Ah, it's covered by the chef hat, so you can't see it now. But when I chop up veggies, it hurts in the rhythm of the strikes. Chop, chop, chop.
That sounds most terrible, Miss Ardente.
I should have been more careful, but she looked a little pickle girl. Olivia's much taller than a Spella.
Yeah, Spella's about the same size as you.
I may be short, but I'm well proportioned, and that's what matters.
Yeah, but, you know, where it really counts, you don't have that yet, Maya.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to present the decisive evidence that proves the defendant's guilt. This is a photograph of the defendant's fingerprints on the steel pipe. As you can see, the fingerprints are very clear. They were left by the assailant. They have already been examined and found to be those of the defendant.
Well, that settles it. This is undoubtedly decisive.
What?!
The fingerprints on the weapon aren't Spella's?
Just to put your inquisitive mind at peace, Mr. Wright, there were no other fingerprints.
This photograph shall be added to evidence.
Have I not warned you, Mr. Wright? A further examination is but a waste of time. Nick, what do we do now? This evidence clearly points to Spella.
We're pleading that Spella's not guilty. And if she's innocent, then this witness is lying. All we need to do is expose that lie. I've got to think straight. Focus on finding the truth and not looking at that ass. The defense may cross-examine the witness. I mean, this says differently. This picture says differently. This picture says...
Objection!
You're claiming that the defendant swung the pipe at you. Well, that's impossible.
Why do you say that, sweetie?
The defendant's fingerprints were found on the pipe. However, there's a contradiction here.
A contradiction? It's impossible!
That is most interesting. Well, then the defense shall explain. Watching the photo, the fingerprints contradicts testimony. Position. Here's the position of the fingerprints, Your Honor. Oh, the position. According to the witness testimony, the defendant held the pipe like this. In order to hit the witness on the head, she raised the pipe like so.
That is precisely what she did.
And then she struck from above. But here's the problem. Think about the fingerprints that she would have left had she done just that. What are you getting at? What are you getting at, Mr. Wright? Look closely at the way I'm holding the pipe. In this situation, the fingerprints would look like this. The thumb is above the other fingers. Indeed, there is no doubt about it. Now, take a look at the fingerprints that were actually left on the pipe. Left-handed. There's no thumb. Goodness! The thumb! It's below the other fingers! What? That's right. Miss Al Dente.
What is it?
Had the defendant attacked you as you described, the fingerprints would have been the other way around, which means something's not right with your testimony. Ah! Order! What is the meaning of this? These fingerprints were submitted as decisive evidence. How come this contradiction was not brought to light before? No! Miss Al Dente, what do you have to say about this? The fuck? Excuse me, Miss Al Dente.
Thou art to bring out the full sweetness of a sweet potato.
Huh?
You use a pinch of salt.
What the fuck is going on?
Interesting, right? You use salt to make something taste sweeter.
I'm not following.
I remember now. It was the other way around, not as you'd expected.
Hmm?
I'm sorry, I got a bit confused. You normally hold the pipe like that. But she's so small and the pipe is heavy, she added the other way around.
If I have my my webcam on, I would show you my sword and how it would show. But it's usually how you hold something left over right, not right over left. So normally, if you're trying to hold something with two hands, it's usually left over right, not right over left. Because your power is coming from, if you're doing an overhead swing, the power is going to come from your stronger side. For me, my strong side would be my right side. So, you know, the grasp of it is like, it'd be a firm grasp using my left side, but my power be coming from my right side. The other way.
Not like this.
Yeah. Because see, what she's doing is basically a mirror. Because you could do that, but you basically do left over right, not right over left.
She held it this way.
So she's holding it like a kunoichi.
Objection!
But you testified that she fiercely swung the pipe at you.
I'm telling you the truth. I tell you, I got confused. Olivia, sorry, okay?
How could you mistake the way she held the pipe if she was right in front of you? Plus, if you held something like that, like blade down, hilt up. In ninja terms, that'd be like an upward strike. Like you're going blade up. But I can't see that being done with two hands. One hand, I can see. Because I have this history of holding things like a sword. Like anything I hold, it's like a sword. Like say, if I held my water bottle on my side, it'd be like this. It'd be held like a sword. Because it's a little habit I have. Or say my Bidco mug. I hold it like it's a hammer. When I'm walking around, it's like a hammer. When it's not full. When it's full, I hold it on my side.
Why don't you go on Friday? What does it matter if you did one way or another? You wouldn't call a slightly salty sweet potato a salty potato, because it's still a sweet potato no matter what you add to it. The witness probably has a point, didn't she, Mr. Wright?
Sir, the defendant attacked the witness, holding the pipe backhanded. Seems a bit unnatural, but it does make sense, I suppose.
Indeed it does, Your Honor. There's no way this problem... There is no problem with this evidence at all.
Does the defense agree? If I agree, there are no problems with this evidence. We'll be one step away from losing this case. There's gotta be a contradiction somewhere in this fishy testimony. Could a speller have hit Olivia holding the pipe backhanded?
Objection!
Well, Miss Al Dente, I'm afraid that you're in a pickle now.
Don't really, what's your line?
Adding a pack of lies to a testimony can turn things very sour for a witness. It should seem the defense is prepared to prove its claim. That there is a contradiction in this witness testimony. She would make a formidable wonder chef. I'll give her that much. Correct, Your Honor. All known so sure. The defense shall now present evidence to the court. The evidence contradicting the assertion that the defendant hit the witness holding the pipe backhanded is... Here.
Take that!
Miss Al Dente, you previously testified that you were using that hat to cover the wound you received in the assault.
It's an armor for signorinas to cover up things they don't want others to see.
That's not all. You also described the defendant as little, if you recall. That is to say, Miss Cantabella is at least, very least, shorter than you.
I've grown tall and healthy thanks to the wonderful Mediterranean sunshine.
Let me ask you then. How did a girl shorter than you, holding a heavy pipe backhanded, manage to land a blow to the back of your head? I say it's impossible. The fingerprints on the weapon show that the defendant held it backhanded. But even if she didn't, it is highly unlikely she will be able to hit Miss Aldente's head like that. Order! I will have order! What is the defense getting at?
Objection!
Even if it was highly unlikely, it cannot be proven that it was impossible. Miss Cantabella's fingerprints were found on that pipe, Your Honor. Nothing can change the fact that it was the defendant who held the weapon.
That is so. Does the defense have any comments? I can't deny that. It's clear that Espella did hold that pipe.
She held it like this, right? Why would she do that? It'd be hard to hit anyone like this.
I can see that as a downward strike. And that pipe is like so freaking lightweight. It's like it's not impossible, like real. Like you're gonna hold a pipe like that? Like no. A pipe would not be held as a weapon like that. When she holds it like that, it looks as if the court recognizes the validity of the prosecution's objection. Fingerprints on the weapon prove that it was used by the defendant.
Objection!
The defendant's fingerprints may be on the pipe, however, that doesn't prove she hit anyone with it.
Objection!
Nonsense! But else would she pick up a steel pipe for?
Objection!
Oh, I think I've got a pretty good idea. Well, then the defense may elaborate on it. What I say next will turn this trial around. The defense fingerprints were left on the weapon when she tried to defend herself. Well, naturally. She held the pipe with both hands when she stopped it from coming down on her head.
Stop it! With both hands. That's right, like this.
Please take another look at this photo. These are not the fingerprints of an assailant, but rather the fingerprints of a victim who was defending herself. Which brings us to the conclusion that Miss Cantabella didn't attack the witness. She was in fact a victim, desperately trying to defend herself.
This cannot be!
And if Miss Cantabella was a victim, who was the real assailant? There's only one person who could have done it. The only other person at the crime scene was Olivia Al Dente. It was you, wasn't it? Order! 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 If I cannot have order, the court will be adjourned!
Be quiet, all of you! You just don't quit, do you?
It's like, I ain't getting it. Betty was like, nope.
And now's it not like you should keep the chop. How about I show you my knife up close?
Have you lost your mind, Mr. Rice?
The victim is the witness, not the assailant. There are no fingerprints on the defendant's on the weapon.
Objection!
Look at the witness outfit. She's wearing gloves. That's why she left no fingerprints.
You prickly sea urchin! But you cannot be sure she was wearing gloves that night.
Objection!
The witness has called this her work outfit, so she must have been wearing it when she went to check supplies.
You dear this lawyer, slippery as an eel.
Daniel says nope. 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 Nope.
It was me because I had clothes on, as if it was only me wearing clothes. Oh, she's the only one in the courtroom wearing clothes. That guy! Because he was wearing gloves too!
The guard? Oh, was that the previous witness?
And that's right, gloves are part of the uniform by regulation. See, that guy, Johnny, he was wearing gloves that night too.
What do you say to that, Mr. Wright? Since you're claiming that the assailant is the person wearing gloves on, that would make the guard suspect as well. Could Johnny be the culprit? It's possible. But it's impossible. Johnny Smiles not the culprit.
Why not? Anyone with gloves could have done it. Didn't you just say that?
No, I didn't. However, it does seem plausible that the gloves could have done it. He was wearing gloves, after all. I'm afraid that's impossible, Your Honor, and I have proof. You do?
Fascinating. Let's see this proof that you really have it. Please, enlighten us as to why Smiles cannot be the culprit.
The answer is...
Take that!
Mr. Smiles is, to put nicely, what you may call a free spirit. There is no guarantee he will follow the rules and wear his full uniform. And this evidence proves he did not wear gloves.
Wait! Don't throw that TV torch at me!
Will someone please wipe the chocolate off this evidence? No, Your Honor. This chocolate is the evidence.
What?
Mr. Smiles was snacking on a chocolate bar during his patrol. That's why his flashlight is in this sorry state. And covered in his chocolatey footprint. Footprints. And covered in his chocolatey fingerprints. Therefore, we know that he didn't wear gloves when patrolling the ship that night. Rule-breaking, chocolate-loving Johnny Smiles was not the culprit.
That's ridiculous! It's so silly! The defense has merely pointed out possibility. To call this witness a criminal without actual evidence against her is preposterous.
Objection!
The prosecution's duty is to clear what doubts there may be regarding the defendant's guilt. And I have demonstrated that there is, at the very least, a possibility that the witness is not telling the truth.
At the very least, Esperit Caterpillar is not innocent. As corroborated by PC Badger, the toy that she attempted to steal.
What was that? Did Olivia just freeze for a second?
Prosecutor Fringe explained to the court about this toy, this new piece of evidence. This is the stuffed toy the defendant tried to steal that night.
On one of his legs would appear to be missing. Poor thing.
This mishap befell PC Badger as the witness and defendant were fighting. The captain of the freighter reported the damage after the defendant's arrest.
So this is the stuffed animal Olivia snatched from Isabella. I see. The court would like to hear the witness testimony regarding this evidence.
Witness, your testimony. Excuse me, witness, you have been asked to testify.
Could you please put the eel away? Put the monster away, please. Thank you.
I'm so very sorry. I got a little upset from all those accusations. I'm not used to this, to being called a liar.
Ah, yes. It's only natural. That ain't natural, sir.
Don't worry about that. It's all a slimy attorney's fault.
Why do I feel like an eel on a chopping board? The witness will now testify. Tell us how you retrieved this toy from the defendant.
Gladly. Or in nostro mare. I wonder what she's saying. I don't get it.
Whatever she said, I'll make sure this is the last time she says it in court.
I wrestled this toy back from that thief and then gave it to the police. When I found the girl, I thought I couldn't let her get away with our precious cargo. Naturalmente, I had to get that toy back from her first. It's like got ripped off more. But there's no way I could have attacked her with the pipe. I was holding the toy in one hand. I don't remember much about when I had it, but I got the toy back at least.
I see. What a commendable attitude going to such lengths to protect the cargo.
I may not be a security guard, but I'll do what it takes for the sake of our sheep.
Didn't do much good in the end. This PC badge is way too damaged to be sold.
These lovely little toys are made at that workshop in London. We transport them down to River Thames, distributing them to children as we go.
Didn't she call them bizarro toys earlier? And now suddenly they're cute. And what about fingerprints on this toy?
It is a soft toy after all, so no usable fingerprints were found.
Well, that's unfortunate. Regardless, the court accepts it into evidence. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. Ma'am! I call bullshit on that. I call...
Objection!
Miss Al Dente, I would like to confirm just one thing. The stuffed animal you submitted to the police... Is it this one?
Yeah, that's it. That's the one. I know that about it.
I'm sorry, but if that's the case, things simply don't add up.
What doesn't add up? If it's about the egg, it's that girl's fault. He got her ripped off because she wouldn't let go.
The problem's not something that's missing from this stuffed animal. On the contrary, it's something that shouldn't be there in the first place.
Something that shouldn't be there?
And that is, of course, this item. The dog tag.
That's it.
This is the final piece of evidence received from the guard, Mr. Smiles. When I seized the girl at the crime scene, she was clasping this in her hand. She didn't even seem to notice. And what would that be?
It would appear to be PC Badger's tag, Your Honor.
Strange, isn't it? Something was definitely ripped off. Something was definitely ripped off this plushie. But it wasn't its link. It was the tag.
Don't make me cut this heel in half! I'll do it, I swear to God I will!
You noticed it too, didn't you, Miss Aldente? If this is the stuffed animal that Miss Cantabelle was holding when you found her, then why is the tag still on it?
Ah!
Order, I will have order. What is the meaning of this?
Hey, you tasty-looking prosecutor over there! I'm going to get this fucker! Yes? What's this about a tag? You didn't tell me anything about that! If you'll please calm down.
It's no use blaming the prosecutor. Put the damn thing away, woman. He didn't even know this tag existed.
Objection!
Witness, I had not been informed of such evidence. If you have this in your possession, why didn't you hand it in to the police?
Sorry, Mr. Prosecutor. I am an expert at what I do. And my expert advice to myself is that I better keep this as my secret weapon. So I waited for the right moment to single-handedly settle this trial. I'm a dumbass. That's my job. For better or for worse, this tag's existence has only recently come to light. Neither the prosecution nor you, Your Honor, knew about this before this trial. But then, why is there a tag on this toy? How come this toy has a tag? The answer is simple. There's a tag on the stuffed animal because the toy was swapped. There's only one possibility. Miss Aldente, before handing the plushie in to the police, you swapped it for another.
listen to yourself. Why would I even do something like that? Ridiculous! And that's right. That tag must be a fake.
A fake? Why would you think that?
That chocolate freak must be trying to frame me. That's what it is.
Objection!
Mr. Smiles has no motive to do something like that.
Objection!
No, Monkey. It doesn't require much thinking to come up with one. He wanted attention. Yes, what he said. The guideline to show off. That's all it is. That's all there is to it.
Did Johnny produce bogus evidence to draw attention to himself? Possible. It's an interesting theory, but it's impossible.
And how do you know? You, I'll dice you like an onion.
Anyway, was Mr. Smiles lying? There's an easy way to find out.
How do you plan to check it?
By checking the fingerprints, of course.
Fingerprints? Ah!
According to Mr. Smiles' testimony, when he sees Miss Cantabella, she was holding the tag in her hand. Therefore, her fingerprints should still be on that tag.
Yeah!
Bailiff, have this evidence investigated immediately.
That was awesome, Nick. We almost got her now.
Mr. Flinch, I have a question for you.
What is it?
When you search the crime scene, you find a toy without a tag? Mr. Flinch, did you?
You know, we, considering the circumstances, it did not seem necessary to investigate quite so thoroughly. But at the very least, I could tell you, all the toys in the crate had tags on.
You half-assed it. That's what you did. You half-assed it. Excuse me, Your Honor? What is it, Mr. Wright? It appears no stuffed animal was found without a tag. Which means that it may still be hidden at the crime scene. Your Honor, the defense requests that the search that... let me read that again. Your Honor, the defense requests the ship be searched thoroughly this time. Send the forensics team there immediately. You're requesting another search.
Objection!
What? Surely you can't be serious. Whether the toy was swapped or not, it doesn't matter the least. They are all the same. Any of them would do just fine.
What kind of slapdash bullshit is this, sir? That is exactly why it's important. All these plushies are the same. There's no need to swap one for another. And yet... why is the witness getting so worked up about it?
That's just...
I had a feeling that there was something odd about this case. A stolen stuffed animal and assault connected to it. There had to be more to it. There had to be another crime under the surface.
Nick!
This is it. What should I do? Request a search. Your Your Honor, the defense insists on a search. Should a plushie without a tag be found on the ship, then there's a strong possibility that this case will be resolved.
Objection!
The prosecution does not acknowledge the need for...
What the fuck?
You can't! No, you can't search it again! You just can't!
Where the hell did you get a giant fish like that? You know what? I don't even know. But first she was juggling everything under the sun. She was making origami with a potato. She was getting all worked up, trying to cut up the head of a fish's eel. And now she pulls this big ass thing, like, out of the blue. And she's sweating like I was all get out. Wait, this? Miss Al Dente, how the fuck did you get a fish here? Why did you swap the stuffed animal? And why are you so afraid of having the ship searched? PC Badger holds all the answers.
I'll kill this thing. I swear to God, I'll kill this thing.
I said, I will kill this motherfucker. I will cut this thing. I say, Mr. Wright, could it be that you already know the reason behind the swap? Of course I don't have any definitive proof. But when it comes to pointing out a possibility, I might have something. Very well then, let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence that would explain why Miss Ardente is against the search? Yeah, it's this one. It's this right here.
Take that!
There's a certain article in this newspaper. Elusive jewel thieves at large in London. Scotland Yard on red alerts. Oh, that robbery. I have heard about it before. Group of thieves robbed a jewelry shop. Made away with about 50 pieces of jewelry. By the way, jewelry is not spelled like that. Jewelry is spelled with one L, not two. But sometimes it might be spelled like that, but the proper spelling is Jewellery. I mean, that's how you actually spell jewelry properly. Yeah, I'm looking it up on Google. You actually spell with one L, not two. Moving on. An extremely valuable stones were stolen as well, and Scotland Yard's under great pressure to find them.
All packages sent from London are being scrutinized by the police. And what does this have to do with our case? Nothing!
I beg to differ. The jewel theft took place in London. And that's where our freighter picked up its cargo.
London! It can't be! Witness?
That night, he discovered the defendant in the cargo hold. She was holding one of the plushes. You knew you had to give it back. You had to give it back at all costs. But why go so far for a mere plushie? She's having an orgasm. There's only one possible reason. You couldn't afford to have the police discover what was inside of it. KO! Fish wins. We have just received a report from the team investigating the crime scene. This toy was hidden between a storage unit and a pipe. The toy has been cut open and the contents examined. And this was found inside. A pink diamond worth approximately 100,000 pounds. We have also received a report from the crime lab. And for those who are wondering how much 100,000 pounds is worth, we're talking $127 million. Well, no, I take it back. No, we're not talking about that. No, we're actually talking a little over 100. From what I'm looking at, $127,197.50. So, in short, we're talking $130,000. The defendant's fingerprints have been found on the tag. Do you have anything to say, Miss Al Dente? You got rightfully slapped by that fish. I lost. So you are... Yeah, I'm one of them. I'm one of the gypsies. My role is to get the loot out of London. The police never checked the regular shipments from that workshop. We decided to take advantage of that blind spot. Indeed, the regular direct delivery service has been overlooked by the police. Partially because that workshop produces the very mascots representing the police. The other crew had nothing to do with it. I used the ship, but that's all. It was you who hid the jewels inside the plushes. But there was one jewel in each toy. I was carrying them away one by one. The defendant happened to pick one of those toys up. I had my heart stand still when I saw that girl in the cargo hold. When I was free, I stood guard in front of that room, and yet she got in there somehow. So there she was in the room with the hidden root and one of the toys in her hand. So how did that spell get in there? I don't know if she was trying to steal the toy or what, but I just had to give it back from her. No matter what the cost. And then I handed in a different toy and made it look like it was ripped in the fight. It would have been over for me if the police had found any of the jewels.
But wait, who was it in the end? Who hit Olivia?
Oh, I almost forgot about that.
At first, I thought it must have been that little girl that hit me. But now I don't know.
You don't know?
No one else was supposed to be in that room.
You don't know? Your ass better call somebody!
But what if there was someone in the shadows? Some mischievous person hidden in the darkness.
So it would seem. This was a most unusual case. It cannot be said that all mysteries have been resolved. But it has become clear that Miss Cantabella is innocent.
Oh.
Well then, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
It would seem that I owe you thanks for helping us see the truth.
Not anything, Your Honor. I was just doing my job. Like I always do. Is that really the smartest thing you could come up with?
And Mr. Fitch.
Yes, Your Honor.
This trial was part of the Legal League of Attorneys Exchange program, wasn't it? May this trial serve as a lesson for you too. Is that understood?
Ooh. It is insane, Your Honor. Look. My glasses, I can't see and I don't get this.
What the fuck? Well then, the court has reached its verdict. I pronounce the defendant, Espella Cantabella, not guilty!
Congratulations, you did it, Nick.
Omigoto!
Yeah, thanks. I guess I should be happy.
But dark walls, many of death, cold gaze is staring daggers through me.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. You are better than I thought. Had I known earlier, I would have asked you to prove Espella innocent from the very start.
I'm glad you're happy about the verdict.
Espella, come and thank Mr. Wright. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Glad I could help. Espella? What's that big book you got there? Oh, please forgive her. She's a bit shy, you see. She's very fond of books. At any rate, now Espella can return to her peaceful life at our boarding school. And it's all thanks to your hard work, Mr. Wright. Now, please excuse us. We have some formalities to attend to.
Yes, of course.
Mr. Wright, you were truly outstanding in the courtroom today. Farewell.
Well, no more meaning of death. over.
You know, something's still bothering me about this case.
Huh?
The person who hit Olivia? Where'd they go?
That's true. We don't know who actually assaulted Olivia. If it wasn't Espella, it must have been another person at the crime scene.
But neither Olivia nor Johnny saw anyone else.
The room was dark, save for the emergency light. I'm sure someone hid in the shadows. And Johnny was wearing sunglasses. I'm amazed he saw anything at all. He missed all those clues, so it's not much of a stretch to imagine he missed the perpetrator too. How about we head back now?
Okay, let's check out Tower Bridge while we still have some daylight left.
Oh,
What is it, Maya?
there, on the couch. Isn't that Espella's book? It is the book she was holding. We should return it to her.
But wasn't she already holding it?
Hey, Nick, let's see what kind of stuff Espella likes to read.
Just quit it, Maya.
Labyrinthia, huh?
What?
Huh?
Huh? Maya, look!
Huh? Hey, Nick, look, that's us, isn't it?
And the plot thickens. So, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to stop here like so. And prologue's done. And next time we'll deal with Chapter 1, The Mysterious Labyrinthia. So join me next time when we deal with that. So stay tuned, more of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright right after this. Thanks so much for watching.